The woman in Revelation is also drunk with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Jesus. For centuries, to disobey the popes was heresy punishable by death. J. H. Ignaz von Dollinger, a leading 19th century Catholic professor of church history, confessed, quote, "Since 1183, the view of the church had been that every departure from the teaching of the church must be punished with death, and the most cruel of deaths by fire," unquote. For 1,000 years before the Reformation, there were Christians who refused to give allegiance to Rome and who were slaughtered by the millions. Everyone knows of the Crusades to retake the Holy Land, but few know that even larger and more numerous crusades were fought in an attempt to exterminate Christians all over Europe, who, out of conscience to God and obedience to the Bible, would not submit to the authority of the popes or embrace Rome's heresies. Of these martyrs, historian Will Durant wrote, quote, "The Roman Church, they were sure, was the whore of Babylon," unquote. Such was the opinion of the Reformers, written into the Reformation creeds. One could hardly come to any other conclusion from John's vision, yet that opinion is being abandoned and even ridiculed by evangelicals in the interests of ecumenism. The popes promised instantaneous entrance into heaven for those who gave their lives slaughtering the heretics. It took about a century to exterminate the Albigensian Christians, who at one time were the majority of the population of southern France. Among the cities wiped out by Pope Innocent III was Béziers, France. 60,000 massacred there, including women and children. In the infamous St. Bartholomew's Massacre in August 1572, 70,000 Huguenots were killed. Another 200,000 were slaughtered over a period of months, causing 500,000 to flee to Protestant countries for refuge. The Valdenses were all but exterminated, as were the Hussites. Here is an excerpt from Pope Martin V's letter to the King of Poland in 1429, 100 years before the Reformation. "Know that the interests of the Holy See and those of your crown make it a duty to exterminate the Hussites. Remember that these impious persons dare proclaim principles of equality, that all Christians are brethren, that Christ came on earth to abolish slavery. They call the people to liberty. While there is still time, then turn your forces against Bohemia. Burn, massacre, make deserts everywhere, for nothing could be more agreeable to God or more useful to the cause of kings than the extermination of the Hussites." We haven't time to mention the horror of the tortures and murders of the Inquisitions that terrorized Europe for centuries. There is no city on earth that has shed more blood, both of Christians and Jews, than Rome. Pagan Rome threw Christians to the lions and killed them in periodic persecutions during the first 3 centuries. That was nothing, however, compared to the slaughter of both Christians and Jews by Catholic Rome. Historian Will Durant writes candidly, quote, "Compared with the persecution of alleged heresy in Europe by the Roman Catholic Church, the persecution of Christians in the first 3 centuries after Christ by pagan Rome was a mild and humane procedure," unquote. Yes, this woman is indeed drunk with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Jesus, and no other city comes even close to Rome in this regard.